We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxing Ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. The takeover. Debate's over. God MC, it's me, Ego. We clap you mother ants with a sledgehammer. Don't make me do it to you, Dunny, cause I overdo it. Listen, the debate is over. Gervonta Tank Davis is the A side over everybody, 130 to 140. As previously stated by myself, Mayweather Promotions, and Mr. Gervonta Tank Davis himself. And after Teofimo's last outing versus Pedro Campa, that much is true. That's what I want to talk to you guys about in this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned, buckle up, should be a fun one. Gang, gang. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Debate's over. The takeover, well, you just got taken over. I posted this because, in the words of Roy Jones Jr., y'all must have forgot, right? And the great thing about YouTube, I can't stress this enough. The great thing about YouTube is there is a paper trail. Everything I say, every video I make, everything. So we can always go back to those moments. And in real time, I talked about it. But as you guys see on the screen, previously, just a mere 2 years ago, Teofimo was saying, I am the A side, not Gervonta Davis. You know, I don't know if this is before or after the Lomachenko fight. Maybe after he beat Lomachenko. He was big-headed, feeling himself. You see boxing scene. Teofimo Lopez, I am the A side against Tank Davis, no matter what Floyd Mayweather says, right? So yeah, this is probably after the Lomachenko fight. Because yeah, he's pictured with all the belts, so it was after the Lomachenko fight. He was not undisputed, which is a lie that ESPN keeps putting out. But he did have most of the belts. He just didn't handle the square biz with Devin Haney, so he didn't collect and, you know, create that clarity for the WBC situation. However, Teofimo did his thing. He won his fight. Congratulations. He beat a guy he was supposed to beat, Pedro Campa, which was clearly a kind of confidence booster type of fight to get him back on the track. Make sure his head wasn't still foggy from the George Kambosos Jr. loss. They said, you know, they piled on all the excuses and damage control, saying that Teofimo had a million things wrong with him and such. So this was just kind of a feel-good fight. First fight in new division. They weren't going to put him in tough. And after watching the Pedro Campa fight, I hadn't really seen Pedro Campa, so I don't really know. And rightfully so, because I watch a lot of boxing, but all of his fights, except for one, were held in Mexico. So they probably weren't televised out here in the States. So how could I have seen him? So Pedro Campa was an inexperienced guy, really never fought outside of Mexico, didn't fight world-class people. And again, this was a guy who stylistically, after watching the fight, you know, and seeing how his style, because again, I didn't know who he was. But after seeing who he was and the method and, you know, how he fights, I could see why the matchmakers picked him. Because he's kind of a come forward plotting guy, no head movement, trying to rely on durability and toughness and, you know, minimal power. And, you know, he had already been stopped before by a guy with a way worse resume than Teofimo Lopez. But moving on to what you guys want to talk about. I'm giving the fans what they want. Let's talk the A-side talk. And some people think I enjoy talking about the A-side. Listen, this is my job. This is what I get paid to do. I'm Young Dictionary, make words make sense. So I get paid to talk boxing. So we have to have the conversations. And y'all must have forgot, this is what Teofimo was previously saying. The reason I got to remind you is because I don't let nothing slide. You're not going to say anything on my watch and then we're not going to revisit it. Teofimo was previously claiming, besides everything else, and after he beat Lomachenko, he was on his high horse and he was telling the world that I don't care what Floyd Mayweather says. I don't care what anyone else is talking about. I am the A side. And You know, he said a lot of things. He called Deontay Wilder a 6'7" heavyweight a bitch, which we know he wouldn't say to Deontay Wilder's face, right? And this is how Teofimo kind of behaved after he said Wilder's making excuses. He's acting like a little it right now and things like that. And he also claimed he was the A-side. You know, he said he was going to go to war with Top Rank in favor of Triller, who at the time was the highest bidder and bid on his fight with George Kambosos. He said he had beef with Todd DeBuff. All kinds of stuff was said from Teofimo Jr. and Sr., right? None of the least, it definitely includes this statement saying I'm the A-side over Gervonta Davis, right? And he also said that, I remember, this just goes to show you that I've been working. Teofimo, when he was said that he was going to fight on Triller, he had a summer fight, June or July, a summer fight, and he was supposed to fight on a given date. They gave him whatever date, mid-June or July, right? And Floyd Mayweather, out of nowhere, announces that he's fighting Logan Paul, of YouTube. He's been on WWE recently, but not at that point. But he was fighting influencer Logan Paul, and this was out of nowhere. And you had Teofimo Lopez, who was telling anybody who would listen that Floyd got to move off his date like he was greater or bigger an attraction than Floyd Mayweather. Meanwhile, Leonard Ellerbe, Gervonta Davis, and many others, including myself, speculated that they were having trouble moving tickets and the ticket sales because the fight was initially, if you guys remember, the Triller fight was initially slated for Miami, Florida, where he was born in Florida. I don't know exactly where in Florida, but that's where he was originally born. And they were struggling, especially with the announcement of Mayweather versus Logan Paul, which also was taking place in Florida. So Teofimo did all this hooting and hollering as if he was not only bigger than Tank Davis after beating Lomachenko, but as if he could punk Floyd Mayweather, who's been doing this longer than Teofimo has been alive, right? He was making it sound like he could command that date and the whole world was looking for him. So a lot of this stuff was just like ridiculous statements, to be honest. Very ridiculous statements. But fast forward to the future, let's talk the A side. And I got to give you guys the chronological event so you know where this is coming from. This is a follow-up video to these prior notions and statements. Everything checks up. If I didn't show you actual proof that these things were said, you guys can use this information provided by Boxing Ego in this video, and you can do a simple Google search or a YouTube search and pull these things up. Dan Rayfield, boxing reporter, says attendance for Teofimo Lopez versus Pedro Campa is 3,553 people. At Resorts World, I think that means world, he misspelled, Las Vegas, which is a sellout. So they're claiming he has a sellout, but the place is so small that I guess 3,500 is max capacity before the fire marshals, kick you out. So he sold out 3,500. Meanwhile, you have a guy in Gervonta Davis, and he fought a guy who made a fun promotion in Rolly Romero, but was not a household name. And Gervonta Davis versus Rolando Romero sets a new record at the Barclays Center. So a kid from Baltimore, who's not even from New York, set a record at the Barclays Center. Barclay hadn't had any fights in it, boxing fights, for some time with the pandemic. Gervonta Davis kind of reopened the Barclay and set a new record with virtually 19,000 people. You see it on the screen, 18,970. So as I stated in my tweet, we are talking about completely different things. The debate's over for the takeover. Gervonta Davis is clearly the A-side over everyone, including Teofimo Lopez. 18,970 is greater than 3,553 attendances that they pulled in their last respective fights. It's not even close. Tank did nearly 6x the attendance that Teofimo did, not to mention Tank also fought on pay-per-view, which increases the money and adds to the overall bottom line and the revenue stream. Bob Arum and Top Rank and ESPN knew damn well Teofimo Lopez, coming off, no matter what his dad was saying, that he can wear all the gold suits that he wants, They could say whatever, oh, the take back and all this stuff. They knew this fight would be a complete failure if they chose to go the pay-per-view route and put it on ESPN. Just common sense. You look at Teofimo when he was undefeated and he was doing the Fortnite dances, undefeated. He was a champion, knocked out Richard Comey. His fight with Lomachenko, ESPN didn't even put on pay-per-view. So there's no way that a fight that generated 3,553 people, could they have put that on pay-per-view and it would have been successful and it wouldn't have went double wood. So the debate's over. Regardless of what T.O. and his dad are saying, this is the actual factuals. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. The numbers are speaking for itself. Tank doesn't have to make the video. I'm making the video because this is the reality of the situation. So all that stuff T.O. was saying about he's the A side over Tank, it's not the case, you know? And surprisingly, after the Compa fight, he didn't even call out Ryan Garcia or Gervonta Davis, who sometimes he calls out and takes shots at. And then you had the golden opportunity after a knockout win over Compa, a guy you were supposed to beat, and then you didn't really call them out. So, you know, it is what it is, but I had to go over the numbers. 18,970, you know, that's 19,000 people that went to. So it shows you Tank can carry a card, you know, no disrespect. Rolly definitely made it fun and entertaining and helped, but Tank is doing great numbers and numbers greater than 3,500. Even when he fought late replacement Isaac Pitbull Cruz, even when he fought an unknown dude in Baltimore, because I was there, against Ricardo Nunes. So it's too clear. It's so clear that anybody with a brain can see everything that I've outlined in this video. Tank Davis is the man. They both are doing flips, but Tank is doing flips for a whole different reason. He's the A side. And I had to make this video because it's a follow-up to the statements from Teofimo Lopez. It was Teo who claimed that he should be given A-side treatment over Gervonta Davis. And there's just no way you can make sense. Tank is doing better numbers than Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia himself is doing better numbers than Teofimo Lopez. You look at his last fight with Javier Fortuna, you see more people in the crowd for a Ryan Garcia fight. So even though Ryan Garcia's stats don't equal to Tank's stats either, when it comes to that trio, Teofimo has the least amount of stats, and out of that trio, he's the only one with the loss. Tank is undefeated, Ryan Garcia is undefeated. And, you know, we already know Ryan Garcia has the crazy Instagram following. We know Tank's making the most money and doing the best business. So it is what it is. Let me know how I did in this video. SLC, subscribe, like, and comment for more boxing. I'm the best. And I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.